Welcome back, viewers. Charles Thwomley here on a rainy spring morning in Melbourne, here to bring you our final race of 2023. Joining me for this final event is our usual pundit, Toby Tucker-Johnson. Welcome back in the commentary box, Toby.
Thanks, Charlie. Bit wet today. Sure to be some drama.
Yes, full wet conditions today. Here's the grid after qualifying. Formosa, continuing a phenomenal year with yet another pole position. Bernaldo and Harbottle impressive in P2 and 3. Emmett with a strong time, putting his OTK on the final spot of row 2. The one to watch, though, is Miller. He's starting last on the grid after losing a wheel during qualifying and being unable to set a time.
Oh, I've seen that my fair share of times up at Rochi, Charlie. Who forgets to do up their wheels?
Yes, well, expect him to make up some ground. Let's get into it. Here we go for Heat 1. Rain still coming down. This is Emmett's last race weekend in the OTK. Word is he's changing constructor for the 2024 season.
Yeah, I asked him who he was joining next year. Wouldn't tell me.
We'll just have to tune in over the off-season to find out, Toby. 5 red lights. Go, go, go! Everyone's super cautious in these conditions. Sensible start so far. Emmett, moving alongside his teammate from the Enduro a fortnight ago. Side by side they go into the flip-flop. Emmett should have better traction round the outside.
Yep, he does.
A good start then. Formosa leads from Harbottle, Emmett P3, then Bernaldo and Pringle round out the top 5. Very next lap, all's going well. Pringle now in front of Bernaldo, field stretching. Oh no! He's lost it all on his own. Horrible mistake. The field flies past.
Yep, and he's beached up on that embankment good.
Very technical, this technique he's using to get unstuck, Toby.
Yep, did the trick.
Final lap and Wars now spun. Gotta be so careful in the wet. A case of what could have been for Emmett as he crosses the line in a lowly P12. On to Heat 2 now, and you can see things are really drying up. Most drivers made a last-minute change to slicks, though Harbottle and a few others are still on wets. Emmett will be looking to make up for that silly mistake he made in Heat 1.
Yeah, he really threw away an opportunity for a great finish carelessly, Charlie.
Wait for the lights. Into turn 1. Left too much space to Bernaldo in front that's let Pringle in. Preusker inside, but Emmett with a better exit. All look like they are through okay. Bernaldo with a much better start holding down P2. Then it's Harbottle, Pringle and Emmett in 5th. Pringle with a big send-up toilet.
Too deep, Charlie.
Emmett up the inside now. Slight touch. Harbottle smart. Emmett won't hold that. Switches back to the inside. Great racing.
Look, Charlie, the wets. They're dying on him.
Yes, nothing Harbottle can do. He's dead meat. Emmett back up into P3, Formosa and Bernaldo, now miles ahead already. Going to slicks was definitely the right call. Pringle also through. And Cirillo, great move into 4th. Oh, and that's Lewison off track. He also lost a wheel at turn 1.
Another one, Charlie. Who forgets to tighten their hubs, mate?
Yes, egg on the face there, Toby. This is looking good for Emmett. Oh, he's locked the rear. Again! Cirillo, nowhere to go. Through they all come. Great evasive driving by the pack.
Hang on, Charlie. Bring up the replay.
Okay, let's take a look. All's fine here as he rounds turn 4. There! No way! He lost a wheel as well. Big oof as Crumpsucker punches Cirillo. That could have been so much worse. Well, the 3rd driver to lose a wheel today, that mechanic should be sacked.
He's his own mechanic, Charlie.
Explains a lot, and that's the end of his heat. We move to Heat 3 now. Rain all but stopped and all repairs complete.
Let's hope he and a few others have bolted their wheels on this time.
Yes, indeed. Here we go then. Emmett starting dead last. After blowing P3 in both heats, he'll be keen to make amends. Up the inside and he's on the move. That's Preusker being turned. Sheehan and Cirillo tangling. Welsh nowhere to go. Few spots made up already. So Formosa leads from Pringle, Miller as expected, making his way up from that qualifying issue P3 to Pasquale P4. Then it's Bernaldo, Harbottle, Lawson, Cirillo, back to Emmett P9. Lowison inside on Harbottle, bumped him and he's off. Towards the end of the heat now. Cirillo's putting a move on Bernaldo, drives them both out wide.
He'll be thanking Tony for that one.
Emmett moved up to P6, and that was the end of the action for the heat. An up and down day so far, but a good recovery. And now it's time for the main event, our final race of the 2023 season. It's a dry track now, though the occasional sprinkle is still coming through. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Formosa and Miller, as usual, lock out the front row. Both of these guys are in a class of their own week in, week out. Can Miller challenge the number 98 today? Pringle and Lowison on row 2. Emmett P5, Cirillo P6. Bernaldo and War row 4. Preusker and Harbottle row 5. Sheehan, Welsh and De Pasquale round out the grid. Crump a non-starter. De Pasquale was relegated to the back of the grid after being disqualified in the pre-final.
Yeah, weight infringement, Charlie.
Here we go, 5 lights and out for the last time. They're off. Cirillo with a better start and slots in front. Nice and clean. Cirillo now challenging Lowison. Can't keep up though. Up ahead it's Formosa from Miller, then Pringle. Lowison slingshots out of the flip-flop and onto the back of Pringle, punchy stuff, up the inside of Toilet. Holds a spot. Midway through and Emmett's still behind Cirillo, whilst Lowison and Pringle continue a great battle for the last podium spot. Lowison inside, Pringle switch back.
Great battle, this one.
Yes, it is. Cirillo and Emmett will be still fancying their chances. Chance here out of the flip-flop. But no, he just has no straight line speed against the number 76. Not long to go now, and Pringle has broken free. Formosa leads Miller well up the road, and Cirillo finally putting a move up the inside of Lowison.
Yeah, I think Pringle has that last step on the podium covered. Last few laps he stretched his legs from these 3.
Again we can see Emmett being left for dead out of the corner. And there's Lowison. Loves a move up Dunny Corner. Back into P4. And with that, we bring a close to the 2024 club season. Final classification. Formosa rounds off yet another perfect day in P1. Miller pushed him all the way in P2. Pringle third, whilst Lowison and Cirillo round out the top 5. Emmett dropped that spot at the start to Cirillo and never recovered, finished P6.
What a way to finish the year, Charlie.
It sure was, Toby. Thanks to all our viewers for joining us this year. Stay tuned for some off-season specials as we warm up for next year's racing calendar. We'll see you next time.